Discrimination is treating a person of a particular group or the entire group less favorably or differently for a reason. That reason can either be intentional or unintentional. If it's intentional, we call that disparate treatment. If it's unintentional, we call that disparate impact. It has a negative impact on a whole group of people. Let me give you some examples. Disparate treatment would be, I don't like you because of your race, because of your national origin, because of your age, your gender, your sexual identity, your sexual orientation, your religion. It's intentional, and there's some sort of animosity that's directed towards the person because of that trait or characteristic. Disparate impact is when a company has a policy or a practice that seems neutral on its face, but it has a negative impact on people. What are some examples? A credit check, for example. Some people of certain groups historically have had challenges, have been locked out of having access to credit, and that could be a bar to entry. Having very strict dress codes for client-facing roles could affect people because of their religion or certain ethnicities who have head coverings or aren't quite the right cultural fit, and that could be sometimes coded language. Cultural fit could be another thing if that reflects someone's inherent bias. I like certain music, or I have certain pop cultural references, and if you don't have them, well, you're just not the right fit. Prior work experience, or in particular prior salary experience. If, for example, there's a gap in pay because of gender or because of race, and person A is starting here because at their last job they made this much, and person B is starting here because at their last job they made this much, and then the employer is hiring based on those prior salaries and then offering just slightly more, person A is still going to be making significantly more than person B, and that practice just reinforces historical discriminatory practices. So that's disparate impact. Disparate treatment, though, is what a lot of our clients experience, and the question is, how do you show that? You could show it with direct evidence, but that's pretty rare. It's rare that you get that smoking gun email or somebody directly looking somebody in the eye in the presence of other people and saying, I don't like you because you're a fill in the blank, right? So we have to use indirect evidence, and what are some of the ways that we can show that? Well, there's the timing of how things work out. This happened and then in short order other things happen. There are instances of treating other people of the same group in the same way. That would be comparators or comparative evidence. And then there's what's called pretext, which is when a company offers a false reason to mask the actual animosity, the actual discriminatory intent. So they say it's a performance-related issue when in fact they're just targeting somebody because they're a member of a particular group. Now, another thing to keep in mind is it can be the intersection of various forms of discrimination. So it doesn't have to just be you're a woman or you're this or the other. It could be the fact that you're a black woman who's over 40. 40 is the threshold for age discrimination. Or a Jewish lesbian with a disability. Or a man who's Muslim from a Middle Eastern or North African country, which could be a national origin discrimination. So we look at these cases in the totality of the person, but of course every case is very fact-specific. So you should always ask an attorney if you have questions. Give us a call and see if we can help with your case.